ladies and gentlemen, I was requested a while ago to soften up on my messages because I don't want to be too strong because of certain personalities all over the world that might get hit. So I'd rather do it the diplomatic fashion, but when it comes to certain issues, I have to come in strong. And so I've been requested by so many of these individuals, both multi-millionaires and billionaires, to tone down. Anyway, I'd like to be very clear about one thing. I am no longer associated with any multinational company. I'm a free agent, and we are discussing so many things with so many multinationals and transnational companies about the latest manufacturing products. But what is shocking for the past few months is that Unilever sold out to McCormick their food and beverage divisions. I'm shocked. I am completely, totally shocked as to why this happened. I think it is a huge blunder. I think it's another Johnson & Johnson consumer in the making. What am I trying to drive at? You know, when I was with CHESEBROUGH-PONDS Unilever and the Unilever division indirectly in Manila, there was no problem with Unilever. Nothing at all. In fact, they were gobbling up more food companies, more beverage companies, and the list goes on. And now they came out with a statement stating that it is not anymore as profitable as it should be. So what is profitable? 30% GP, 40% GP? I'm talking about gross profits, 50% GP, or even 80%. And they want now to focus on personal care. These are personal consumer care products, and skincare products, which, yes, I agree, are more profitable. But when you look at the long run, at least 20 years from now, we don't know. With so many new developments in other parts of the world, not only in America, but in Europe, in Southeast Asia, which is already the next China. That's why China wants to attack the Philippines. It's because the markets are changing. And so when I saw this guy, formerly, I met him at the Ateneo de Manila University by the name of TONINO HABANA, here in Oklahoma, of all places. I got shocked. And so I traced everything, and it seems to me that he is able to get some information from me here in Oklahoma City through various surrogates, thereby advising, I think, Unilever to sell out, which, as I said, it's a blunder. So TONINO HABANA, if you have what do you call this? I bumped into you in the Italian kitchen restaurant in 39 North Expressway, known as the Route 66 of Oklahoma. Yes, come out with a statement. My phone number, TONINO HABANA, is 405-503-8511. You can call me up via Viber. Because we cannot go on with this, I would say, pretending to be something that you are not. When I was with Unilever, CHESEBROUGH-PONDS Unilever, we broke all-time high sales records. I was the first person in the world to hit more than 600% increase in all skincare products, fragrances, cosmetics, specialized skincare products for the face, for the hair, for the body, to make you look good. CHESEBROUGH-PONDS was the greatest brand of all time, and it was sold out to Unilever. And what did they do to me? They came out with a song. What is a song? It's a lie that I did something bad. What did I do? Something bad, I said. Well, the check bounced for 1,320 pesos. So it was a closed-door meeting. That's why I don't want to expound on this. It was a confidential meeting. And I said, that's not true. I never gave a bouncing check of 1,320 pesos. That's about $27 during that time. Let me calculate one more time there. I want to be sure about that. No, it's about $40 to $50 because that happened in 1986. September of 1986. September, October of 1986. And I said, I never gave you a bouncing check. No. The accounting department accuses you of a criminal offense because you gave a bouncing check of 1,320 pesos. And you know, we have a revolving fund in big time business. And so I said, I should pay for it. No, you cannot pay for it. I said, why? Because you made a criminal offense. You have to resign effective immediately. And so I resigned. And so there are so many people maligning me, and I'd like to correct this to the Unilever Executive Committee today, because they're fooling you. The Chinese group said they can beat the 600% 1986. They tried to do it in 2000, I believe 2011, 12, 13. But you know what happened? It was a warehouse deal. They simply got all the products and dumped it in the warehouse. Oh, we broke the all-time high record of Gavin Batista. 1,300, 1,400% versus last year, versus last month. All a lie, because the financial parameters clearly show that it was a giveaway. They practically exchanged warehouse to warehouse just to say, don't listen to him. And now Unilever is being fooled again by selling to McCormick. Hogwash, bullshit. That is an outright lie. That is the biggest blunder in the manufacturing world. All because I think of TONINO HABANA. Because TONINO HABANA, I will not mention you his backer. Mabigat, you know. When I was in New Manila, Philippines, he was always there. He was always there. Documents. I don't know how we got it. Pero pinabayaan ko na kasi, you know, mabigat ang backer niya. As they were saying, you were no match. Oh yes, I agree. That's why I'm here in Oklahoma. But they said now, come back to the Philippines. What am I trying to say? All they do is pull the rug against me. Unilever now is bleeding, not because of wrong products. It is bleeding because of wrong approach to the market, wrong marketing plans, and above all, their usual mistake, they cannot implement. They have a weak sales force. They have a weak way of doing things to get the profits from big box retailers, and now including the internet care of Amazon. That has always been the problem of Unilever. And I would like to request, since we're already here, what's his name? Ernie Soto, to make a statement. Because Ernie, I don't know if you're connected with TONINO HABANA. Let's put it on the table. I broke every single financial parameter of Unilever. Every single of them. And I'm willing to do that again. Even as a consultant. You know why? Because I want to clear my name. Para malaman na kung sino talaga pinakamagaling. Because all they do is malign me and fool Unilever. Niloloko ang Unilever na naman. And now they're saying, oh, we got a great deal with McCormick. Oh, really? So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to be very clear. Once you listen to Gavin Bautista, I will make sure, I will make it happen, or else I won't even talk about it. Because I already did it, and I will do it again and again and again. And because of the G9 retail software package, where retailing will be a strict science, a lot of people will become rich because of this new software package. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to request also clarification from my friends in New Brunswick, headed by the great Joaquin DUATO, because Unilever's BLUNDER is the same ingredient that they're using, and vis-a-vis a system of fooling management is exactly what happened with J&J Consumer. And all Kimberly-Clark had to do was snatch it from the grave. And they reformulated it, and now they happen to be the big winners. But this is what I can tell you, Mr. DUATO. I have so many products in my pipeline that can easily devour any market share you've got there for consumer health products. Because up to now, I am stunned as to why J&J Consumer had to unload this because of this, in my opinion, fabricated lie that Johnson & Johnson powder, baby powder, the J&J Johnson & Johnson baby powder, had certain asbestos in it, resulting into cervical cancer of certain women. That, for me, is subject to verification, and unfortunately, Johnson & Johnson hired the wrong legal team. The wrong legal team. Not unless there has been some backroom talks about it. But the bottom line is this. If I were to lead Johnson & Johnson Consumer again, we can come out with much better products. And believe it or not, Mr. DUATO, every single retailer out there misses J&J Consumer. And that's why Colgate-Palmolive is almost here knocking on my door every day through a guy by the name of Efren Ferrer. Every day. Not a single day that he doesn't knock on my door. Efren Ferrer, formerly of Colgate-Palmolive. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to end at that because I have so many things to say, but I might get overboard because so many consumer companies are now requesting me to make a comeback in the consumer world, which I will because of the G9 retail software package, which will make retailing into a strict science. A good Saturday. This is Gavin Batista, your host at the Prosperity Channel. Our YouTube channel is Gavin Batista, Bautista, at Gavin Batista, latest updates 91.com. And I'd like to extend my warm regards to Mr. Bob Iger, the #1 communication superstar in my former alma mater, California University, USA. Of course, I'm just putting words on that, Mr. Iger, but I look forward to meeting you again through our connections in Hollywood, and may California make that major comeback with a new governor. Thank you. Good evening. This is Gavin Batista. Please send me a like and subscribe.